So you may have seen my videos of top tier i7 14th gen and RTX 4060 laptops like Helios Neo, Omen, Legion, Asus Strix that dial up the price range to about 2 lakhs. What if I told you that you can get all this in a great laptop for a much less price than this with an i7 14th gen CPU, RTX 4060, a great screen, great performance, and surprisingly good thermals? Yes, all this comes packed with the Lenovo Lock that came out in 2024. And in all seriousness, this laptop is sort of a game changer in low to mid-range laptop segment. The build of Log has seen some changes over time, starting from the Lenovo IdeaPad gaming series to a few iterations, and although people say that it looks somewhat like a Legion, personally not so much. It has a polycarbonate body with lunar grey color and a matte finish, so it looks pretty slick even with that plastic build. And no need to have second thoughts about that plastic body as it is quite good, no keyboard flicks and no top lid flicks. And it has great hinges and great weight distribution due to which it can be opened with one hand and the screen goes back to full 180 degrees for sharing. But it does have the remnants of the old Log with a bit of screen wobble present, but nothing too dramatic. I mean, it can easily be ignored. It gives a very minimalist and classy feel with only this Log logo on it, very good for use in formal settings. It has a great full-sized keyboard with 4 zones of RGB, and as always, Lenovo has one of the best keyboards in all of laptop segments, giving a full-sized arrow keys, great key travel, and a smooth typing experience. It has a decent-sized fully clickable trackpad with multi-gesture support and is very smooth to use. Although it has no extra keys for the secondary features, its function row is fully loaded with all the necessary buttons like volume control, brightness control, touchpad on or off, and many more. It has this air intake vent at the bottom and 2 air exhaust vents on the back and no vents on either side of the laptop, giving it a very clean look. And funny thing about that, Lenovo probably went overboard and removed even the ports from the left side. So the left side looks clean, quite literally. Talking about which, it has 3 USB Type-A ports and 1 USB Type-C port in total. On the right side, it has 1 USB Type-C 3.2 Gen 2 port that supports DisplayPort 1.4 and PD charging up to 140 watts. So you don't really have to carry that massive 230 watt charging brick along with it every time. It has 1 privacy shutter, 1 audio mic combo jack, and 1 USB Type-A 3.2 Gen 1 port. The rest of the ports lie on the back side with 1 USB Type-A 3.2 Gen 1 port, 1 HDMI 2.1 port, 1 RJ45 port, another USB Type-A 3.2 Gen 1 port, and 1 power pin. The port situation in this laptop is good, giving 3 USB Type-A ports, which is the sweet spot as I always say, and the major ports lying on the back side, helping in giving a clean look. The only downside I see is that it doesn't have any Thunderbolt 4 port or has only 1 USB Type-C port, which is not that bad, but for a laptop at this price, it could do better. And the ports on the right side could be shifted to left side instead to have more room for the right-handed users. But it is only deliberate nitpicking, and personally I don't have any issues with this laptop's ports. Coming to the screen, it has a 15.6-inch IPS anti-glare Full HD panel with a native resolution of 1920 by 1080p, an aspect ratio of 16 by 9, and it has a 100% sRGB screen with 350 nits of brightness and 1000 by 1 contrast ratio. So a good screen for creative tasks. And it has a refresh rate of 144Hz and a screen response time of 8 milliseconds with support of G-Sync, so a great screen for gaming as well. All in all, it's a good screen, could be better but still good enough. And it has no shortage of features like a mux switch, which nowadays is a standard for all gaming laptops, Wi-Fi 6 and Bluetooth 5.2 for that seamless connectivity. It comes packed with MS Office 2021 for working professionals, which is very great. It has its own LA1 AI chip for optimal resource allocation according to the user needs. It has 2 speakers of 2 watt each that sound good enough and a 1080p webcam. But sadly, it has no fingerprint scanner on the power button like the Legion series usually have, and has only 60 watt-hour battery, which explains a lot in the direction of why this laptop is so cheap. And it gave a backup of only 45 minutes of gaming and about 3 to 4 hours of regular usage, which again for a gaming laptop is pretty standard. The variant that I'm reviewing is packing a Core i7 14700HX with 20 cores and 28 threads, of which 8 are P cores and 12 our E-cores, an RTX 4060 with 8 GB of GDDR6 VRAM with a maximum TDP of 115 watts, a 16 GB of DDR5 RAM clocked at 5600 MHz, and it comes in single channel, which has its own benefits as upgrading to a 32 GB system will only require one more 16 GB stick, and it has 1 TB of Gen 4 NVMe. And of course, I ran some benchmarks to make this laptop sweat, and it performed gloriously, giving the following Cinebench R23 scores, R24 scores, Geekbench, PC Mark 10, and 3D Mark Time Spy scores. Now, these are just fantastic scores for tasks like hardcore gaming, streaming, 4K level editing, creative tasks for creative people, 3D modeling, AI work, coding, or game development. I ran some AAA titles on this machine with games tested at 1080p, highest possible settings used, ray tracing enabled, DLSS was set to balanced, frame generation was turned on, room temperature was at about 20 degrees Celsius, I used no cooling pad, and the mux switch was set to DGPU mode only. And here are the results. Games like Valorant, CS2, and GTA 5 gave pretty decent performance with good thermals. Games like Forza Horizon, Far Cry 6, and Spider-Man Remastered also gave excellent performance, and again the thermals were great. Even games like Cyberpunk, Hogwarts Legacy, and God of War gave good playable FPS, keeping in mind that ray tracing was enabled at this testing, and again the thermals were excellent. Thermals were so good of this laptop that I did not face the temperatures going 90 degrees even once. So as I said, it has great performance and great thermals. Not something you see in every laptop. So all in all, it's a great performer. It comes with its own performance customization software known as the Lenovo Vantage software, about which I have made a full video about the working of the software. Click here to see that video. It has good upgrade options with 2 RAM slots of 16 GB each, giving a total of 32 GB, DDR5 RAM at 5600 MHz, and it has 2 M.2 slots for Gen 4 NVMe of 2 TB each, giving it a total of 4 TB, and it has one upgradable Wi-Fi and Bluetooth card. This laptop was priced at about 1,27,000 Indian rupees at the time of making this video, but it is available at a much better deal at Premier Laptops exclusive Lenovo store, who were kind enough to give me this laptop for a review. They have great deals on gaming laptops and provide a hands-on experience before you can buy the laptop. So do check them out before buying. Contact details in the description and mention my channel's name for a special discount. This laptop has a fair bit of competition with the likes of Acer Predator Helios Neo 16, HP Omen, Asus ROG Strix, MSI Crosshair, MSI Sword, and Lenovo Legion 5i that I recently reviewed, as all of these laptops have an i7 14th gen CPU and an RTX 4060. Also, there are some AMD versions of some laptops that can compete with it, like AMD version of the Nitro 5 and Ryzen 9 version of the Asus TUF. But this laptop, for the price it comes in, can be considered a budget laptop in the segment of i7 14th gen and RTX 4060 series. But some may see it differently, saying that this is the underdog of this segment, as by spending about 20,000 more, you can get a much better screen or better ports or a better brand, a better build or better features. But whatever the thought, the facts are that this laptop gives great performance, great thermals, and good enough features. However, if it's worth the price, maybe up for a debate. I personally vote that this laptop is value for money, and why spend 1.5 lakh when you can get the same for much less. If you liked the review, please like the video, dislike if you didn't, tell me about it in the comment section, and consider subscribing for more videos like this.